on the Oologah Mustang Sports Network. This is Mustang Football.
Let's go!
Now, here's your host, Brent Kellogg, Brady Despain, and Doug Winters. The World Health Organization reports growing concern from a new strain of a deadly virus in the central city of Wuhan, China.
Take a look at the number of new infections on any given day. So 5 days ago, it was 600. And then 4 days ago, it was 800. And then 3 days ago, it was 1,000. You're going way, way up.
We let it continue to infect at the direction it is now, using the limited interventions we have now. Within 3 to 4 weeks, our health system is going to completely collapse. It'll be overwhelmed by the number of people seeking urgent care.
Governor Kevin Stitt announced Tuesday that he's issuing a safer at home order that requires all vulnerable populations to stay at home because of the coronavirus pandemic.
It's November 17th of 2019. The first case of COVID-19 was reported in a place many folks from rural Rogers County never heard of, Wuhan, China. How an incident on the other side of this big world can change so much. Last March, students across the state left for spring break, and many wondered, would they even come back to finish the school year? Mustangs are now 3 days into a school year. Already have some complications of our own, but here we are. The lights are on, the pads are on, the teams are ready as can be. The 2020-21 Mustang campaign is underway under the direction of a new head coach, Darren Wagner, who we'll talk with in just a minute. Hello, everyone. My name is Brent Kellogg, and I'm glad to be back on the Mustang Network for another season of Mustang football. And I am joined tonight by my partner in crime. He actually kind of got a promotion tonight. He's actually none other than the high school principal. Kevin Hogue is in the booth with me tonight. He'll call Mustang football. Hello, Kevin.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Man, I'm glad. Excited that you're here, too. I think you're going to give us some unique perspective tonight of the student-athletes and what a struggle and stress it's been to get to this point. But the best part is the lights are on and we're going to play football.
Absolutely. Couldn't be more excited. It seems like it's been forever, but it's here. We're 6 minutes to kickoff and or 6 minutes to countdown, and I could not be happier. I'm so
excited.
Happy for our kids.
It is warm. It is hot, and that will play into tonight's game. We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. We're on the road, what could be considered an old rivalry game. The Mustangs are on the road at Collinsville. Now, back in the day when Rick Fisher and I were in high school, this was it, baby. This was the rivalry game between the Mustangs and the Cardinals. And so, Kevin, let's start with you just a little bit. You have these guys in the hallways, and I know you probably can't recognize them because of the mask, right? That's
a challenge for sure.
That's a challenge. What's the temperature? Okay, that's probably not the best word to use. So what's the atmosphere in the hallways of Oologah High School? And so, what's the attitude of the Mustangs coming in tonight?
I have been so amazed by the attitude and the presence of our high schoolers in the building. Super positive. We've had no issues in regards to their attitudes, wearing the mask, anything. And I know that starts at home with the parents, so parents, thank you very much. It has been a big shot in the arm for me after not seeing them since March. To have them in the building. We had morning pep outside, again, doing things a little bit different, socially distanced. We blocked off the north loop, and it just warmed my heart. It's been amazing. It's
been great, yep. I was actually supposed to meet the new head coach back in March. I mean, he was hired week 1. We were going to do this Mustang Network live interview, bring Coach Wergen in and talk to him, and then COVID became a thing. And I spent a little bit of time with this week as we kind of prep for tonight's ball game. He's fun. He smiles. He's upbeat. He's excited. Matter of fact, my wife the other day, she says, I think I saw one of the new coaches at the grocery store the other day, kind of a skinny guy, probably about our age. I said, was he happy? She said, yeah. I said, I bet you bet. The new football coach, he's just a happy guy.
Absolutely. He's infectious, his attitude, and he's all about kids, and so that's what I like.
You know, and what's interesting, get to this moment here, the relationship between him and Coach Weeks has just been unprecedented. Of course, Weeks, former head coach, stayed on the staff and a part of that. You've seen that relationship build and navigate that. I'm impressed. I think that's the character of both of those guys.
Absolutely. No one's a bigger Chad Weeks fan than me. And when he came to us and said he wanted to step down, we were just extremely happy that after one meeting, him and Coach Wagner hit it off, and they wanted him to be on the staff. And I think it's a big win for our kids because he's a great coach.
We're a young, I think there's some talent there. I think this
Absolutely.
coaching staff is going to kind of form and mold and shape that talent. There's some concerns about depth. A lot of our guys are going to play both ways. We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. But it's Oologah. And championship culture is in the trophy case that line the hallways of the high school. I know they're going to change some things on defense, probably bring some new creativity to the offense. But I can tell you the best part of it is we're here. We're at a football stadium, and there's a lot of high schools across the United States that don't have this, what we have tonight, the opportunity to put the pads on.
Sure. And, again, I had kids thanking me. I had parents thanking me. And it's not about me. I'm just so happy that we can do this for our kids. I'm not a big deserve it guy, but our kids deserve this night right now. We waited on it for so long.
We had a lot to talk about. We're going to visit with Oklahoma's Channel A Sports Director TJ Eckert about the big games in the Tulsa area tonight. We're going to visit with new head coach Darren Wagner, starting lineups, keys to the game, national anthem, and so much more. It's the Cardinals and the Mustangs. You're watching the Mustang Tailgate Show. It's the Oologah Mustang Network.
I want to take a minute and tell you about my friends at Gator Tees, where you can get the best in custom screen printing. I've used Gator Tees custom screen printing for over 20 years. They're reliable, dependable, creative, and simply the best. Whether it's your church group, boy or Girl Scout troop, school club, sports team, you name it, Gator Tees does it all. You can bring your own design, or they'll create a unique, state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind design created just for you, your event, or organization. Gator Tees has been making the best t-shirt designs in the Tulsa area for a long time. Give my friend Gator a call for a small or extra large order. Gator Tees is the place to trust. You're going to pay the same, so why not get the best? Gator Tees, 918-630-4357. That's 918-630-4357. Gator Tees, custom screen printing and apparel. And go Mustangs!
Welcome back to the Mustang Tailgate Show. And once again, we are joined on the phone with the man who has got an upgrade and has actually mastered the Zoom call. None other than now Sports Director of Oklahoma's Channel 8, TJ Eckert. TJ, how you doing, man? It's good to hear from you.
What's going on, Brent? I appreciate that fantastic intro.
Did you ever at any point get tired of Zoom calls? You know what I'm saying?
Golly, it's been pretty crazy having to do these. It almost felt, they keep saying the new normal, right? Well, it's almost felt normal now doing these Zooms. It almost is like, why were we doing the in-person interviews in the first place? These are so much easier.
Yeah, I don't have to drive to Stillwater or Norman or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So how was your summer? Let's just go personal for a second. Talk about being a sports anchor when there's no sports going on. Talk a little bit about your summer.
Yeah, it was tough job-wise, just because, like you were saying, there wasn't a whole lot going on. We had to get pretty creative. Got to do some more feature-y stories on, maybe kids who had their sports taken away or coaches on what they're doing on the off-season or whatever it may be. And I played a lot more golf. I'm a big golf guy anyway, so I play golf a lot as it is. But, golf courses were pretty much the only thing open the entire time, and so I played a ton, which was awesome. But, yeah, for job-wise, it was tough. It made us get creative, which was good. It was good to get away from the whole monotonous of, let's do a football preview. Let's do, a basketball. So we had to kind of branch out and do different things. So that was kind of fun.
So in this pandemic and COVID, what have you seen, your conversations with coaches? What does high school football look like in a COVID pandemic?
Yeah, I got a good taste of it last week. Shot a couple games on that Friday night and then shot the Broken Arrow game that was on ESPN. I shot that on Saturday. And the football, it looks pretty similar. I would say there's rust. The coaches would say there was more rust than normal because they didn't get spring practice and summers were kind of odd. But, your first week of the season, you're going to see penalties. You're going to see formation miscues. You're going to see busts in protection. You're going to see defenses blow assignments. So we saw all of those things. So for the most part, it looked like a normal season. The difference is when you look up in the stands. The fans are spread out or the fans have masks. Some of the refs were wearing masks. So that's really been a big difference for me. But, I've had a lot of coaches just say, man, it was just so good to be back out there. We didn't know if we were going to have the season. We didn't know what to tell these kids during the off season. So for them to be able to be out on the field, I think was pretty special.
Absolutely. This is game one for us. I know there's been some games played, but when you look at the schedule tonight, there's some pretty fun games across the Tulsa area going on. So what's the Channel 8 game of the week? What's the big game for you guys tonight?
Yeah, so this is almost kind of a rivalry week, I think, for us. There's a bunch of really good ones. Our game of the week is Bixby Jinx, and I say rivalry tongue-in-cheek. Being a Bixby guy, I never beat Jinx, and we hadn't beat Jinx since, 1972. So it really wasn't a rivalry. It was more of a, hey, we're close together, let's just play every year. Of course, Bixby dominated last year, won by 50, and they've won, 2 in the past 3 or 4 years. So that's our game of the week. Bixby's number 2 and 1 and 6A2. Jinx is number 2 and 6A1. So really 2 of the best teams, if not the 2 best teams in the state, going at it tonight. And I know Jinx is going to look for a little bit of revenge. That game last year, I asked them earlier in the week, is it stick in the back of your mind? They said no. But, you get blown up by 50 on your home field against a team that you beat every year. I think that kind of sticks with you.
It's the Battle of the Halls tonight as well.
Yeah, the Hall Brawl, Hall and Hall, Cassia Hall. That'll be a fun one. That one, kind of goes back and forth. Cassia Hall owns a pretty hefty series lead, but Hall and Hall won 28-7 last year, and the teams have kind of split back and forth past few seasons, and the games are always close too. And that's kind of a different rivalry. I was out there talking with both teams this week, and they both said, we really don't know why it's a rivalry. We just don't like each other. It's like, okay, fair enough. That's kind of what a rivalry is.
There's some other great games too, but I got to say, I was looking at my notes from the end of football season last year and actually listened to our last call, and I got to give you some props. We were talking about state championships, and you nailed a couple of some of those. You picked some of those, so I hope your lucky streak of picking stays alive this year.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, sometimes, blind squirrel, I think that's the saying, right? Every once in a while we get one right.
Well, it's the Mustangs and the Collinsville Cardinals. We've got a brand new coach tonight. We've lost some of our depth. We're going to have our work cut out for us. And Collinsville's going to be a good team. Any thoughts on tonight's game from the Mustangs and the Cardinals?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be good to see your new head coach out there. It'll be good to have him here in Green Country. I know, he had some Oklahoma ties as it was, but good to have him out there. I'm sure the kids are fired up. I'll tell you, Brent, there was something about being on the field last week, and with all the uncertainty and being out on the field, the band plays the national anthem, the teams run out of the tunnel. There was something about it that you almost take it for granted. And so hopefully everybody out there enjoys it tonight because we didn't know if we were going to have it, and so the ability to have it I think is really special. So regardless, obviously we want a new Oologah win. That's what we're all rooting for. But to be able to and just enjoy football on a Friday night like we're so used to have a little bit of certainty in this time of uncertainty, I think is going to be pretty fun.
TJ, you're a gentleman and a scholar as always. Have fun tonight. You got some fun games to go check out. Back with more of the Mustang Tailgate Show right after this.
Let Advanced Homes build your next dream home. At Advanced Homes, we embrace your individual style and work hard to design a home that's perfect for you and your family. Our team has an expert ability to take your individual ideas and build the blueprints that will become your dream home, built just for you. We don't just build houses, we help you build the home you've always dreamed of. From the simple to the lavish, we've done it all, and we can help you every step of the way. Visit our website, advancedhbi.com, or call us today, 918-855-6597. Advanced Homes, building your dreams.
And Mustang faithful are starting to fill into the stadium. It's hot. It's about 87, 88 degrees here in Collinsville. I think it's cooler in Oologah.
It was.
Our technical director, Rick Fisher, he brought the camera, the computer, and all that stuff. I brought all the audio equipment, and I think you were supposed to bring the air conditioner.
I failed then.
There was one here, but man, it's going to be a hot night tonight. Welcome back to the Mustang Tailgate Show. It just feels good to be here. And you've played, you've been around athletes enough. You've coached some in the past, I'm assuming,
Sure.
right? So you've been around student athletes long enough. What are some things the Mustangs this season, going in, new coach, new system, but also we've got some talent to develop. What are some things the Mustangs need to do this season in order to find success?
I think you hit on it there. You got to have some success early to build on your confidence. We've got a lot of new key players. And confidence, people underestimate that. Confidence is a big part of it. I think the kids have really bought into the coaches. They're practicing hard. They're going at it every day. I think that, and then just developing some depth so that we can give some people a spot break here or there.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I think that energy management, next man up, you're going to have to give a sequence of offense. You're going to have to give a sequence of defense. And in the fourth quarter, in a game like tonight, it's early in the season. It's hot. It's going to be long. But here's the thing. I think when I'm around our kids, I think they're smart kids. I think they're talented kids. I think they need to play smart. Don't give up the big play. And that would give you a chance to be successful, especially in this situation tonight.
Absolutely. One thing that's been true, and I thought it would be true, is our kids have tremendous grit, and we don't beat ourselves, so we fight.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's one of my favorite things. And I heard Coach Wagner during Summer Pride say, to be tough, you got to do tough things.
Yeah.
And they were sprinting at the time, and it was about 120 degrees on the field. So I think we're ready, and we just got to go out and prove it now.
Speaking of Coach Wagner, when we get back, we're going to visit with our new head coach. We'll look at the players, coin toss, and more. You're watching the Mustang Tailgate Show. This is the Mustang Network.
Social distancing slows the spread of coronavirus. So if you have a fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going in. More info at coronavirus.gov. Let's all do our part, because we're all #AloneTogether. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Mustang Tailgate Show. Now we're joined by our head coach, Darren Wagner. And first of all, Darren, welcome to the Oologah family.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here. My wife and my two daughters, we got moved here in June. I know they're excited to be part of the Mustang family.
So you have a junior daughter?
Yes.
Cheerleader?
Peyton.
Okay.
She's a cheerleader. She'll be a junior. And Mackenzie, she'll be a freshman. And she's a trainer for the program.
That's awesome.
So.
Good to have your daughters, right, especially on Friday night, man. Family affair, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you don't see them much during football season, so it's nice to have them around at the games and practices. You get to see them a little bit more.
So how has the transition gone coming into the Oologah culture, the team? How's that whole process gone for you?
You know, it's gone really well. With all the stuff with COVID, obviously that's different than any other year in a normal transition when you take over a program. But one thing I've noticed about Oologah kids, they're hard workers. They show up. You know, they're coachable. They try to do things to the best of their ability. And so it's been a lot of fun to coach these kids. They're exactly what I thought they were. They're exactly what I heard. I think our kids are competitive. And so that gets you excited as a coach and as a coaching staff.
You know, you talked about COVID, and there's been so much of you can't do this, you can't do this, you have to do this. And let's just look at the positive of that. It forces some new creativity. And so how has this pandemic season taught your organization about adapting and overcoming obstacles?
Well, number one, I think it's made us a little bit more disciplined. When our even as a coaching staff, when our kids come in all summer in Summer Pride, they got scanned in with their temperature. They did a Google form that they filled out on their phone before they could enter the facility, that if they had any symptoms, lost a taste or smell, a fever, all those kinds of things associated with COVID, we basically had that documented electronically.
Sure.
So we kind of knew if anything was going on. And so that was different in the routine, but our kids adapted really well to it. We've had masks on all summer in the weight room. When fall ball has started here, when we got cranked up with fall camp, when we watch film or we meet inside, we have masks on. It's not ideal. Nobody likes that stuff, but when you can't social distance, I think we've all gotten used to that, and our kids haven't complained.
That's good.
I think the bottom line is we all want football. Oologah wants football. This community does, and if that's the sacrifice we got to make, then that's what we're going to do, and try to keep our kids safe at the same time.
So I know you're new to the program, new to the players, new to the kids, but you've had considerable time with them. What players have really worked hard, stepped into those leadership roles? They've kind of put that Mustang pride effort in to get ready for this. Like, who do we need to be watching for tonight?
Well, I think number one, the quarterback, Blake Salt. He's got a lot of Friday night snaps under his belt. He's a great kid. First and foremost, he's a great kid before he's a good football player. And that's one of the exciting things about Blake. He's an emotional leader. He's the kind of kid that never misses anything. And so he's done a great job. But there's other seniors as well. Wade Bright he's kind of been a Swiss Army knife guy for us on offense. He's going to line up in the backfield. He could be in the slot, so he's had a lot under his belt to learn. and then he's also playing safety, and he was an outside linebacker last year. We're pretty young in the secondary, and so we did a little bit of shuffling to try to strengthen that, and so Wade will be back on the hash, and he's done a really nice job. Devin Anchorage has been really explosive for us in practice, and we've been able to get him downfield in the 2 scrimmages. He stretches the field for us. He's not the biggest kid. You know, he's probably 135 pounds dripping wet, but the kid can run and he never gets tired, so he's done a good job. And then two senior tackles, Cole Franklin and Nathan Langman, they played a lot of snaps last year. Those are talented kids, and we've tried to challenge them so far in camp. I mean, we're going to go about as far in the run game as those 2 tackles will take us. We need them to be physical and win the line of scrimmage, and those kids need to do a really good job for us, and we're excited about them. And then I mentioned a junior here, Gabe Grazier, playing nose, playing center. Gabe's a talented kid. He's physical. His motor runs. We really like the job that he's doing for us. We've got to have a rotation with our O and D line to rest those big bodies because we're not a super deep football team at this point. And then Colin Schrader, a sophomore, we're expecting big things from him on O-line and D-line. He's battled an injury that happened in summer. He's got a cast on a hand, but he's playing. He'll be there. Hurts him a little bit defensively because he can't use his hands like he would like to. But I think all of those guys have really emerged through the scrimmages and fall camp, and they need to continue to do a good job and get better and lead this football team.
Coach, I can't wait. Let's get the pads on, let's get the lights on, and let's do this thing.
Yeah, we're just a few days away before we head south a few miles and hook up with Collinsville. So it'll be a fun night.
Coach, thanks for your time. We'll be back with more of the Mustang Tailgate Show right after this.
Raising Cane's box combo, please.
Good call.
You think?
You bet. Cane's chicken fingers are always fresh, never ever frozen.
Really?
Marinated for 24 hours, hand battered and breaded, and cooked to order.
Man, that does sound good. You must really love Cane's.
Doesn't everyone? Yeah. Raising Cane's chicken fingers.
Lakeside State Bank has been serving Rogers County since 1976. At Lakeside State Bank, our goal is to ensure that our community will enjoy the benefits of a locally owned and operated financial institution and to provide quality services no matter how simple or complex your banking requirements may be. We proudly offer you the latest in banking technology. Banking convenience is available through any touch-tone phone, internet banking from your home or office computer, and we provide a website full of information. We offer a wide variety of services in personal banking, business banking, loans, and mortgages. We are here to serve you with 2 convenient locations in Chelsea at 516 Walnut Street and on the corner of Highway 88 and 169 in Oologah. Visit our website at lakesidebank.com for more information on how we can serve you. Lakeside State Bank, big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Welcome back to the Mustang Tailgate Show. While we were in break, the Collinsville High School Marching Band performed the national anthem, and we are 6 minutes and 26 seconds away from kickoff of the 2021 football campaign. And Coach, or Principal Hogue, I'm glad you're here tonight.
I answer to a lot of things.
And I'm excited to be here tonight, too. It's just, we talked earlier that a lot of high schools across the nation would love this moment. A lot of colleges across the nation would love this moment. And here we are. The suits are on. The lights are going to come on. The band's here. There's nothing like the sound of a marching band on a Friday night.
Absolutely not. It's been great to see the community members filing in. Great to see our student section wearing neon and just the smiles on their face. Everyone's like we are. We're just happy to be here.
It's going to be warm, too. It says game time temperature about 7 o'clock will be about 85 degrees with 1,000% humidity.
And no wind.
And no, that flag is just dropped. So Mustangs are getting ready to take the field. Let's talk a little bit about the coaching staff. We just heard from head coach, Coach Wagner, but we've got a couple of new guys on the staff as well. You get the opportunity as their principal to work with them some. Talk to us about the new guys on the roster.
Super excited about the quality of men we have working with our young men. We have Ethan Rowe. He's going to be doing defensive coordinator. We got him. And couldn't be more excited about him. We had Chris Messner. He's going to be coaching some H-backs and some wide receivers. He was the head coach last year at Nowata, took him to the playoffs, and wanted to be a part of what we're doing here, wanted to be a part of the Mustang family. And we've already talked a lot about Coach Wagner. Super excited. When we all met him, we knew he was the guy.
Mustangs are wearing that all white. Man, that is just a sharp uniform with those blue numbers that pop right off there. Nathan Lingbing, Wade Bright, our captains. Also, Cole Franklin, and then speaking for the Mustangs tonight, be quarterback Blake Salt stepping out there to represent us. A lot of unique things in place tonight with social distancing, and we heard from TJ Eckert, talking about it's football, feels a little different.
Sure.
Umpires got masks on. Sometimes cheerleaders will have masks on and things like that, but the best part of it is we're getting ready to play some football. Let's talk a little bit about the Mustangs and the starting lineup. We're about 4 minutes away, and so when I spoke with Coach Wagner, it's a lot of work by committee. So we'll start on that offensive line. Nathan Langman, he's a veteran there. He's played there. Brother Braden is stepping up to play on the line a little bit as well. Gabe Grazier, who started as a sophomore last year as that center, he'll kind of anchor that line. You got Colin Schrader that'll take some snaps at the right guard, and then Cole Franklin will play a little bit at right tackle. Impressive line. My fear is they're just going to get tired because some of those guys will have to go both ways.
Absolutely. Several of them, almost all of them play both ways. It's going to be about hydration. Hopefully they've been drinking some water tonight, and I know being the first game, you're a little more jacked up, so hopefully, like you said earlier, we can control our emotions and have that energy into the fourth quarter.
Wide receiver by committee, Zach Everett, number 3. He's a senior. Devin Anchorage, he's been a receiver for us. JoJo Griswold, he's stepping in as a sophomore. JoJo makes some catches tonight. And then Isaiah Ryan, we call him Noodle around the high school. Noodle's playing football this year, and he's gonna make an impact.
Yeah, he's been starting out wide, making some plays, and just loving being a part of the football family and the long blue line.
We call him Noodle. His name's Isaiah Ryan. He's a senior. Been a fun kid. I've watched him since he was in 5th grade playing basketball, so he's a great kid. Quarterback Blake Salt will be taking snaps tonight. Last year had almost 1,000 yards. Nearly a 60% completion rate. He's a 2.5, almost 3-year veteran starter. And so excited about Blake. As you can see if you're watching the stream, that the Mustangs in it all white and that Vegas gold helmet take the field. At tight end, Chance Bauman will take some snaps there, and also Cade Riedel, some play as a H-back. Wade Bright, I'm excited about Wade in that running back spot. He made a big splash last year in some things. Also Aiden Trimble and Colton Gorey stepped into the lineup for the running back. So talk a little bit on the defensive side of the line. Again, it's committee. Cade Riedel start on defensive end, although Brody Sappington will take some snaps there. Gabe Grazier will kind of anchor that right there at the defensive tackle. Cole Franklin on the other end. Colton Gorey will play as an outside linebacker. You'll see Chance in the middle right there as a linebacker, and then Caden Smith will be on the other outside. Back on the corners, you got Zach Everett, and then Joseph Griswold. He'll be in some. Part of the kicker of this defensive spreadsheet I've got in front of me, though, is Blake Salt sometimes has to make an appearance on it.
Yeah, that's a new twist, and again, if you got talent, we're going to utilize that, and we've been utilizing him at safety, and he's been making some plays on both sides of the ball.
Obviously, he's a talented kid. He's a smart kid, and so that's just where we are in terms of depth with the Mustangs. So they're a young team, and they are getting out on the field. Mustangs are actually going to receive the kickoff tonight. They want the ball. And so the Collinsville Cardinals, I do apologize because that sun is beaming straight right in through a glare through the glasses with us. So we're going to give it our best shot as we get ready for kickoff. The Mustangs have their helmets in the air. I'm Brent Kellogg, everybody. I'm glad you're with us. Joined tonight by play-by-play host is Principal Kevin Hogue. He got called up to the major leagues tonight. And Johnny Deramo's doing stats for us. Rick Fisher's our technical director. And so we are about to get the 2020-21 campaign underway. As soon as they get that clock set, we'll kick the ball off, and we're going to play some high school football tonight. The Mustang faithful have showed up. I think they're excited. I think they're excited to, number one, be out of the house, out of quarantine, here and play some football, but also excited about the new coach, the new system, and just what this season holds for the Mustangs.
Yes, sir. Great to hear the fight song. Great to see people clapping along with the fight song. We can get this clock fixed. We got some guys deep, like Wade Bright, ready to take this and get the season started.
Got a great cheerleading squad on the sideline this year. There's about 43 of them, looks like.
No doubt. One of my favorite things about being a principal at the high school is over 80% of our kids are involved in something. And you can see that in our numbers. I think it just makes a big difference, and it helps with your pride of your school. And you can tell, you walk on our halls, we're proud Mustangs.
John Matthews, Dave Smith have the Mustang Pep Band. I don't think they brought the entire band, but they brought the Pep Band tonight, and they're over there making some noise in the stands as the hand is up and we're ready for kickoff. It's the Mustangs and the Cardinals, and there's the kickoff. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds, so there'll be a flag, and Mustangs will get good field position as we get ready to get started.
Yes, sir, we'll take that.
If you got a second, go on social media And take a second and share the feed. Let other Mustang faithful know that the Mustang Network is on the air. I'm excited about the season because there are some of our folks may not be able to get out due to all the COVID concerns. But hopefully you won't have to miss a snap because the Mustang Network is on the air.
Yeah, we get a lot of good feedback. Big shout out to Rick Fisher. He's really the one that drives the wagon.
We couldn't do this. If Rick quits, I go with him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it started the day he got hired, so hopefully we keep him around.
Blake Salt's in the shotgun snap. The Mustangs have 4 receivers spread out across the field. And here we go. It's the first snap of the season. He's going to do a quick drop pass over to the left side. He'll stay alive for a gain of about 4 yards on the play.
Nice. Got Wade Bright out wide. And he made a defender miss. Got some nice positive yards. Will be second and short.
Good start. Just dink and dunk down the field. Play smart. Protect your quarterback. Tell Collinsville, even though they're a size bigger than us in classification, we ain't scared. We're Mustangs.
Absolutely. Looks like they've come out in some sort of hybrid 3-4 defense, maybe 3-3-5.
Mustangs with 3 receivers spread across the field. Got Wade Bryant in the backfield. Salt in the shotgun snap with the receiver in motion. That's Joseph Griswold. They're going to hand off. And we're going to get a flag on the play with the first down.
Aiden Trimble making plays like he has all summer.
Good job, Aiden Trimble. They'll probably tack some yardage on that as well. Looked like maybe a horse collar, but I don't want to assume too much.
Had a pancake out here by a lineman. I'm not sure who that was. Maybe Colin Schrader pulling around the corner.
Mustangs are jacked up, ready to play some football. The official call to the other side of the field. That's actually going to be a holding call against the Mustangs. That's why I don't get to be an umpire.
And
I see life through Mustang blue glasses.
Not that any coach is ever happy, but we definitely were not. We didn't feel like that was a hold according to our sidelines. We felt that it was a great block. We ended up on top of him. Negated a first down. That's a big play.
You got a tight end on the far side of the field. 3 wideouts for the Mustangs. Blake will look back to the sideline, check the play. 11:24, clock is ticking. 12 seconds left on the play clock. Blake's going to drop back looking for his man right across. Oh, through his hands. Pass was intended for Isaiah Ryan. He's going to want that one back. Isaiah's a big target, big basketball player as well, and he's going to want that one back.
Absolutely. That was a good throw by Blake. Put it where he had to get it, and just couldn't quite make the play.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 14 for the Mustangs. Ball's marked down on the 31-yard line.
We're going with some tempo. I know talking to Coach Wagner, I think that's something he likes to do.
Salt's going to look to the sideline, talk to the coaching staff, see if there's any kind of check. 9 seconds on the play clock. Blake dropped back. He's been protected, and he's been protected all night. He's going to scramble a little bit, take a run, and he's going to get there to the first down. Nice scramble by Blake Salt. Good for 14 yards. That should pick up the Mustang first down and 10, and that'll move the chains.
Great job by him recognizing that Isaiah Ryan took 2 defenders and cleared out the left sidelines, and he got just enough for the first down.
Football runs a little bit in your blood, doesn't it?
Absolutely. My dad, a lot of people don't know this, my dad coached high school football for 12 years, had some great success, and my brother-in-law, Steve Farmer, is actually the offensive line coach at Texas Tech, so we love our football.
So there's that.
Absolutely.
4 receivers spread out. Wade Bright to the left side of the field.
Nice.
Whoa. And there should be a flag in there.
Yes,
and there is. I tell you, folks, this is an old rivalry game, but it's also a new rivalry game. There's not a lot of love between the Cardinals and the Mustangs, so player held on a little longer than he should.
Absolutely. I don't know if he was frustrated because he couldn't get Wade down, but he drove him all the way to the fence, and obviously they did it a little bit earlier on the holding call, and the official wasn't going to have it then.
So we'll wait for the official call to go to the press box to the other side.
Shirley will tack on
foul.
15.
That's a personal foul. They'll add 15, so that'll be another first down for the Mustangs.
Of course, that got our crowd riled up. We don't like to see our kids driven into the fence. Not a lot of room on a lot of sidelines, but particularly here on.
You can hear the Mustang faithful celebrating that one. Apologize, our crowd mic I don't think is working too well. We want you to be able to hear the Pep Band and the crowd as they cheer on the Mustangs. Had some technical issues. It is that first game of the season. Got to get the bugs and kinks worked out. Just need Rick to fix it.
Rick, we're going to put a work order in for that, okay? Rick may not take kindly to the work order joke.
Three receivers for the Mustangs. Brent Salt's been in the shotgun all night long.
Nice.
Yep, there you go. That's Aiden Trimble.
Big gain of about 10, 11 yards off the right side.
And that's going to move the chains. Another Mustang, first down and 10. The offense very effective early in the game.
Play calling's been phenomenal. Switching it up, and then the offensive line right now is just really controlling it.
Mustang colors tonight in the stands is neon. That was actually an issue around our house about 3:30 this afternoon.
Neon panic, and we weren't prepared.
We had to find some neon.
Absolutely.
In our house, it's neon orange. Just three receivers for the Mustangs, a man in motion. Blake's just going to keep it. He's going to go up the left side.
Nice job. A little read option by Blake Salt for about 11 yards right up the middle.
That'll move the chains.
Again, can't say enough about the offensive line right now.
About 11-yard line, so it'll bring up first down at 10. 9:49 left in the first quarter as we are on the road at Collinsville. Mustangs are in that road white. Man, it looks sharp and crisp.
Absolutely. Gold helmets.
Two receivers to the far side. Salt still in the shotgun. He's going to hand it to Trimble up the right side. He'll pick up a couple.
You mentioned the uniforms, got some new uniforms, and my son, who's in 7th grade, has already noticed that in 7th grade you wear white helmets. He can't wait to get a little bit older. He
to get in that Vegas gold.
Loves the Vegas gold helmets.
There is something about that royal blue and Vegas gold. 9 minutes, 11 seconds left to play. Brent Kellogg here along with my partner. Yep, that's the voice of Kevin Hogue, our high school principal. He got called up tonight for duty. Two receivers to the near side.
High snap handled.
He's going to hand it up to Trimble up the middle. He's going to get close down to about the 1 yard line. Might be enough for a first down. It's so far down there I can't see the spot of the ball.
Looks like they're going to measure. Nope, timeout.
Nope. Collinsville's going to take a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one as well. It's the Mustangs on the road at Collinsville. It's the Mustang Sports Network.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
8:24 left to play. In the first quarter, the Mustangs are on the road. I got to apologize because Blake Salt's dad and I graduated high school together, and it's always been Brent Salt. I'm Brent, he's Brent. So if it proverbially slips out that Brent is the quarterback, my apologies, especially to Blake. I wouldn't dare want to offend him that way. So
absolutely. Shout out Mrs. Conley for correcting us.
So Blake Salt, been in the shotgun all night long. Two receivers to the far side.
3rd and short, less than a yard.
Aiden's going to take it all the way into the end zone.
Touchdown.
It's a touchdown. Just like that, the Mustangs take the ball, first drive, march it all the way down the field, and put 6 on the board.
Absolutely, and if you can hear it, we got the fight song going, the crowd clapping. Man, it feels good.
What'd you like about that drive?
I love the fact that we mixed it up. You know, we got down in our goal line, we kept running, but we had great play calling in the offensive line. You can't say enough. And Aiden Trimble, we have a great duo, but you're going to hear his name a lot, and you're not going to see a lot of one-person tackles on him.
Just almost perfect execution. I mean, we had one drop pass, but that's just part of offensive movement. So almost perfect execution.
Great job there by Blake Salt. Low snap, he handled it, got it up, and Blake Oliphant put it right through the upright. So 7-0.
7-0. The Mustangs are out early on top. We'll be back with more right after this.
Asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about